Thank you. Thank you to Thierry and Madam Kwon to invite me again with the same, I think the same panel, with the same topic. Unfortunately, like what Maximo already said, I cannot report to you much more cheerful progress on these issues. And again, really to what Philip mentions, there are paradox. The the numbers we can discuss on that because there are the difference with what Maximo has been presented. But hunger is alarming. That's one. But at the same time, it's also paradox because there is 1 billion meal that been wasted, and if that wasted meal could be distributed and reallocated to the hunger, then we can solve this problem instantly. So I agree with Phillips that the production is not necessarily the only problems, but food security and hunger related to many other issues. Like, for example, when I use my example of my countries as well, the ASEAN region, you can see that Indonesia is in that map is most of them is green. It means secure in terms of food, but they are pocket. They are pocket. They are specific area with problem in food security and hunger. And that is also within the ASEAN countries. Singapore be the most secure in terms of food security, and Laos is the most insecure. But even the most secure country in the world for in terms of food, which is Finland, is the point is only 83.7. So it's not 100% covered and solve the food security problem. So there are pockets, there are specific area, even within those countries in France, in United States, that we face food insecurity. So this, I think, the issue of distributions, and of course, related with using the organizers' title of this session, which is the explosive problem. We also face, related with food, other explosive problem. I just use the SDGs here, the Sustainable Development Goals. Look at the 2023 target, and the whole Asia Pacific is come short from that target. So we fail to fulfill the Sustainable Development Goals by far. And some of the indicators even regression. It's not progressing, it's regressing. And if we look at the right-hand charts, you can see that almost all indicators for food security, we come short. So there are bigger problems than just production in agriculture. I agree with you, we have to talk about food poverty. And again, I think one of the very basic key component is distribution. And of course, related with distribution is trade. And if we look at the numbers, then you can see that the global food economy now is estimated for about 10 trillion US dollars, and it's about 10% of the total world economy. But the food global trade is more than 2 trillion. So trade play a very important role within the food security and solving hunger. But even though we are increased in interdependency, now becoming shift to more on the processed food, there is a regional variations, unipolar and multipolars on that. And but the political trend within this is to become more protective. is become, as you mentioned about the Indian put a ban for food and for political reason, I think. And not only Indian, there's about more than 20 countries who do the same policy, even Indonesia. So with that context, conflict and wars, again, in line with what Maximo had mentioned, becoming the #1 threat now for food security, climate uncertainty and weather extremes becoming really a threat and as well as a damage factors. The economic slowdown, it's not helping the poor especially, and the increasing of resources constraint. I put farmers there because if you can see, you see all over the world, the farmers is getting old. They are becoming less attractive to young people, and it's becoming much more difficult to introduce new technology to them. That's why yesterday I'm asking about the AI, how the AI can be reached to the farmers. And of course, the social and political instability really related to uncertainty of policy and protectionism. And the potential global food solutions, of course, emergencies, food relief, better food distributions, opening up for food trade, I think that is very important. Sustainable food agriculture, and I like the approach by previous panel to see health as climate change issues, food and hunger as well is climate change issues, and of course technology. And biotech, I think we already 20, 30 years in the debate about GMO. I think we can come out to kind of resolutions on that because biotech is much more than just GMO, but have a huge potential to solve problems, and including AI and IoT. And of course, the non-land-based food agriculture is becoming more and more popular in many countries. Reduce food loss and waste. I think that's another key factors that we need to talk about. And the role of private sectors. We now see more and more social entrepreneurs, private sectors. You see this as not as as the biggest margin in terms of business, but still can make a good profit doing and helping people solve their food problem. Global governance, I put there with question mark because actually the organization we have, FAO and others, but for the effectiveness that organizations and that governance still, I think, at least need to be reviewed, need to be have more approach, so we can solve the persistent problem of hunger and food insecurity. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Bayu, and you're so right to mention this issue of global governance. Actually, we do not only deal with agriculture in FAO, but also in WTO, in the different COPs, climate, biodiversity, etc. But as a result, it's very difficult to have a real comprehensive dialogue on all the dimensions that you have mentioned that are so important, and especially as when it comes to agriculture, this is probably the one single production in which the world should be organized based on the comparative advantages of each and every place of the world, giving our very different natural dotations, and as a consequent, trust to allow exchanges should be at the core of our international community, and the least we can say is that it's not there. And I'm sure that Kamel will elaborate on that.